Ukraine peace plan includes a full ceasefire, land, sea, air, with international monitoring. But Russia is refusing to show its hand ahead of Monday's Istanbul talks. Kiev fears a diplomatic ambush, and New York Times uncovers Ukraine's peace proposal and this plan to monitor ceasefire with Russia. In its ceasefire document, Ukraine proposes a comprehensive ceasefire. It includes a ceasefire on land, sea, and air, according to the New York Times, as we see now. But the New York Times also writes that Ukrainian officials believe that Russia may try to lure their delegation into a trap by offering conditions that Kiev cannot accept. How realistic is this plan if Russia doesn't need to stop the war at all, as we understand? And what is Russia counted on, trying to drag us into a trap, since we understand all this and will definitely not fall into it?
I think that there's a certain, well, dare I say, disrespect that Russia has for Ukraine. I think that we see this disrespect for the last 3.5 years. And disrespect, when it's based on ignorance, is going to lead to certain consequences, like all those Russian soldiers that have perished because their leader made a terrible, stupid decision. So I think that the ignorance and disrespect that Russia is showing and thinking that they can manipulate Ukraine is one way to fight it is, frankly, with transparency and to be upfront about the challenges and understanding that Ukraine, even if Ukrainian delegation agrees to something, the country of Ukraine will never agree to capitulation, will never agree to its own genocide. And so expecting to fool a delegation, it is important to acknowledge that Ukraine needs to have, at such a negotiation, I would expect to have somebody on Ukraine's side, because right now this is really seeming like an attempt to corner Ukraine into submission to Russia. And that's something that we just now, Donald Trump, give himself and Putin another 2 weeks to accomplish. To say that this is going to occur because they're going to, you can, I think of Abraham Lincoln, you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. And in this situation, if they're going to try to sneak by something, a delegation that it has no intention. I mean, if this was truly a group that was like, yes, we think this is a great idea, and the rest of the country think this is a bad idea, then you have Maidan. Then you have this tearing apart of the country, and this is something that right now Putin would very much appreciate.